In a surprising announcement this evening, President Biden introduced a peace proposal and ceasefire offer from Israel that he believes could end the war in Gaza. Mr. Biden called on both Hamas and Israel's leaders to accept the deal, stating that those in Israel who favored indefinite war must reconsider. He presented a three-phase proposal that starts with an immediate 6-week ceasefire. Simultaneously, Israeli forces would withdraw from Gaza. Israeli hostages in Gaza would be exchanged for Palestinian prisoners, and 600 trucks of humanitarian aid would be delivered daily. In the second phase, Hamas and Israel would negotiate a permanent end to hostilities. The final phase would involve a significant reconstruction effort in Gaza with international support. I know there are individuals in Israel who will oppose this plan and advocate for the war to continue indefinitely. Some are even part of the government coalition, and they have made it clear they want to occupy Gaza. They want to keep fighting for years, and the hostages are not a priority to them. Well, I've urged the leadership of Israel to support this deal despite any pressure they may face. Now let's turn to Tom Bateman, who's reporting from Washington. Tom, as a former Middle East correspondent, you know the region well. How significant is this proposal? This is a notable intervention tonight, Rita, by the U.S. president, and one aimed, I think, at finally drawing a line and attempting to end this war. At the core of the announcement, there was one particularly important phrase by Joe Biden, which was about a permanent end to hostilities. He referred to it as a permanent cessation in the second phase, negotiated in the first, but after 6 weeks, a permanent cessation. This signifies an end to the war, and the critical point here is that this had been Hamas's primary demand throughout a senior administration. Official told me tonight that this text brings Hamas very close to what it had previously agreed to in earlier talks that later fell apart. So this is intended to be seen as a major concession by the Israelis to try and get a deal back on the table and ultimately finalized. But what about the crucial sticking points? Tonight, Hamas has stated that they view Mr. Biden's proposal positively. But also, President Biden is applying pressure on both sides to accept this, not only with sticks but with carrots too. An incentive offered to Prime Minister Netanyahu tonight, a joint address to both houses of Congress and an invitation extended to him tonight. This shows how far Mr. Biden is willing to go to get this deal finalized and the war ended.